Under the golden glow of the African moon, the village of OTC came alive with the crackling of burning firewood and the laughter of children playing in the evening breeze. The air smelled of roasting corn, fresh palm wine, and the earth after a cool evening rain. The elders sat in a circle, their deep voices weaving tales of wisdom, their faces illuminated by flickering flames. The women pounded yam with rhythmic strength, their wrappers tied tightly around their waists while they exchanged gossip in hushed whispers. Otisi was a village where tradition was law, where the unseen ruled the seen, and where the weight of a man's name was heavier than the yoke of a tired ox. In this very village lived Nosa, a proud and hardworking farmer known for his vast yam barns that stood tall like the Iroko tree. He was a man of strong shoulders, with skin dark like the rich soil he tilled, and a voice as deep as thunder before the rain. His wife, Uki, was a woman of striking beauty, with skin as smooth as midnight silk and eyes that sparkled like river stones under the sun. Their love was deep, like the roots of the baobab tree, and their laughter once rang through the village like the call of the talking drum. Then, one season, joy filled their home. Uki was with child. The women of Otisi gathered, clapping their hands and singing songs, predicting a great warrior or a wise daughter. They rubbed Uki's belly with shea butter and spoke blessings over the unborn child. But when Uki finally gave birth, a hush fell over the village. The baby girl, Efosa, was born with skin as bright as the morning sun, her hair as white as freshly spun cotton, and her eyes like golden honey. Tufiakwa, what kind of child is this? The village women gasped, stepping back in fear. No one in Nosa's family has ever given birth to such a child. The elders murmured, their eyes darting between Nosa and his wife. It is a bad omen, some whispered. But Nosa and Duki did not listen. They saw only beauty in their daughter's golden eyes. They named her Esosa, God's gift. Uki wrapped her in the softest cloth and sang to her, her voice warm like the morning sun. But the village whispers did not stop. For 2 years, the gossip swirled around them like Hamatan dust. Uki carried Efosa proudly on her back, but she could hear the whispers wherever she went. How can a man like Nosa, dark as the night, father a child so pale? Uki, are you sure you have not brought another man's child into your husband's house? This is not normal. The gods must be angry. Uki held her head high, but the weight of their words pressed against her heart. Then another miracle happened. She became pregnant again. The village braced itself. Surely, this time the child would be like Nosa. But when Uki gave birth, the shock was even greater. Twins, a boy and a girl, both albino. Ah! 3 children, all the same? This is no coincidence. Nosa, open your eyes. Are these truly your children? Uki has shamed you. A woman who hides her truth is a woman who deceives her husband. Like termites eating through dry wood, the villagers' words crept into Nosa's heart. Doubt replaced love, and he began to change. He stopped sitting with Uki in the evenings, stopped laughing with her, stopped even looking at his children. He started spending more time outside the house, drinking a palm wine under the mango tree with his friends, listening to their poisonous words. And then, like a snake slipping through the grass, Ife came into his life. Ife was a woman from the next village, known for her beauty and cunning ways. Her waist moved like the river, and her voice was as smooth as shea butter. Her laughter was like the sound of anklets on a dancer's feet, and her eyes held secrets. She came to Nosa, her lips curved in a sly smile. Nosa, a strong man like you should have sons who look like him. If you were my husband, I would give you strong, dark-skinned boys who would carry your name with pride. Her words were sweet like honey, but beneath them lay poison. Before long, Nosa was lost in Efe's arms. He stopped coming home. Uki would sit at night, staring at the empty space beside her, tears burning her cheeks. A woman does not beg for love. She protects her dignity, she whispered to herself, pressing a hand against her aching chest. So Uki focused on her children, pouring all her love into them. She taught Efosa, Obi, and Esosa how to weave baskets, how to pound yam, how to sing the old songs of their ancestors. She would sit them by the fire and tell them, the strength of a person is not in their skin, but in their spirit. Then one day, Efe came running to Nosa with a bright smile. I am with child, she announced, and the village erupted in celebration. At last, we will see Nosa's true children. 9 months later, the drums of birth sounded, and Efe gave birth to triplets, 2 boys and a girl. The village ran to see the babies, and when they did, gasps of shock rippled through the air. The babies were all albino. Ah! The gods are playing tricks on Nosa, someone shouted. So it was never Uki's fault. Nosa has wronged his wife for nothing. The same people who had fed Nosa's doubt now mocked him. Shame fell upon him like a heavy rain. He could not face Uki, could not even look at his children. So he ran to his maternal village, searching for answers. It was there, in the quiet shade of an old palm tree, that an elder, his uncle, finally told him the truth. Nosa, your grandfather was an albino. He was the pride of our family, but he died before your father was born. That blood runs through you, through your children. You have spent years fighting your own reflection. Nosa fell to the ground, weeping like a child. Nosa ran back to Otisi, his feet kicking up dust as he rushed to Uki's doorstep. He fell on his knees. Uki, my wife, my love, I have wronged you. I abandoned you when I should have stood beside you. I doubted you when I should have trusted you. Please forgive me. Uki looked at him for a long time. Then she sighed and said, Nosa, the lion does not listen to the bleating of goats. You let them turn your heart against me. But a woman does not hold grudges against the father of her children. Come, your children have been waiting for you. And so, Nosa was welcomed back into his home. He embraced his children tightly, realizing for the first time how much he had missed. He stroked their soft golden hair and wiped the tears from Efosa's face, whispering, You are perfect just the way you are. The village, seeing Uki's strength and kindness, learned a lesson that day. They even gave Nosa a new name, Idu Ofuo, meaning father of the Albino clan. From that day on, no one in Otisi ever mocked an albino child again. The elders gathered the people and declared, Albinism is not a curse, nor is it a sickness. It is simply a difference, like the color of a leaf or the shape of a river. Those with albinism are no less human, no less worthy of love and respect. Let this be the lesson we teach our children. And so, under the moonlight of Otizi, the villagers told this tale for generations to remind their children that a man who listens to the crowd will lose his way, but a man who listens to his heart will always find home. And to teach that all people, no matter their skin, are equal in the eyes of the gods.